They don't know why they're protesting.
I was more educated. I'm not either.
We don't like white people. Free Palestine! Another white man. I'm a black animal.
We are Hamas.
Say free Palestine.
If you're a drag queen and you know it, shout
Free Palestine.
Hey guys, it's Misha and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be talking about the protests happening. People are tearing down the American flag and putting up the Palestinian flag, screaming about how they are Hamas, proudly associating themselves with a terrorist organization. There are finally arrests now being made. So we're going to be talking about all of that today, but before we start, please make sure you are subscribed and have hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. The time here is also limited that you have at this Ivy League university. You have amazing academic resources, and that's how you're spending your time. They hate capitalism too. There's a bunch of overlap here with communism. If you've ever been to any of these universities, you will find a bunch of posters on the floor, join the fight. They're blaming capitalism here for the evil university that they're paying for some reason to attend, and this evil country that they're for some reason staying in.
And our Gaza solidarity, we can't our art build, such as our reading center, information with prayers for Muslims, as well as Passover gatherings for our Jewish comrades.
Dude, go to class. The American flag at Harvard University had been replaced with a Palestinian flag. Here are some really brave students. Okay, so this is at UNC Chapel Hill. Here they are protecting the American flag because the protesters were trying to remove it. You could see this one girl with the mask, so many masks and glasses, a lot of them, they're all trying to hide their identities. And this girl specifically, she's putting up the middle finger, she's throwing something at the flag. If you hate this country so much, leave. Call me crazy. But I don't think we should be seeing more of the Israel flag or the Palestinian flag or the Ukrainian flag or the LGBT flag or whatever. The next new thing that everyone wants to protest more than the actual American flag. Because we're in America. Here they are waving the Ukrainian flag. United States House of Representatives after sending another aid package over.
The Ukrainian-Russian border is our border.
We have our own domestic issues. I am so sorry. We have a literal invasion at the border. People are dying because of all the drugs being smuggled in. I think we should be putting America first. You could be pro-Palestine. You could be pro-Israel. You can love Ukraine, be super gay or super straight or super whatever. But what unites the people is that we're Americans. And that's something to be proud of. It doesn't mean the country is perfect, but there has to be a sense of pride for one's country. Otherwise, if you hate the country so much, get out. What are you doing here? Why are you in the American universities? A lot of the students, they don't even know what they want. You ask them, why are we here again? I don't really want to go to class. That's another thing. You're paying all this money. People would kill to attend that university, and you're not even going to class.
Only a very select few students are going to be able to have access to the campus. We're not given access. I'm trying to eat and I'm a low-income student.
Imagine the students that are actually attending this university to learn, and they have to pass through encampments, tents, screaming, doing whatever on the college campus, not allowing people to get to class. Campuses are closing down. Graduation is being canceled for a lot of these students. Why are we allowing this?
In the morning, protesters that were in the encampment began to storm the building with backpacks and sleeping bags. They broke glass to get into that building, and once they were inside, they started unfurling those banners and chanting. There were 3 maintenance workers inside at the time. One of those maintenance workers who got out said, quote, "We were held hostage."
It's one thing to protest peacefully. It's another thing to start destroying property, to start holding janitors captive.
I feel like it was right to hold 3 of the janitor workers hostage within inside of the building.
I think that's a really false narrative.
That's what the janitors are saying, that they weren't allowed to leave.
I think that that's a really false narrative.
Even if the janitors are saying that, you're saying that that's not true.
I think that it's a really false narrative that the students took anyone hostage.
How do you feel about some of the Jewish students saying that they don't feel safe here on campus?
I think that this is also a really false narrative that's being promoted.
Do you think October 7th and the attack that happened is a false narrative?
Look at this. What does this even mean? Climate justice means free Palestine. Girl, what? College students who attend this indoctrination camp, who pay so much, a lot of them, it's mommy or daddy's money, right? And imagine, your parents call you up and they say, hey, I'm paying a bunch for your tuition. What are you doing right now? Are you studying for your exams? No, but we are vandalizing the property here. We did lock ourselves in this building and we're now demanding food be brought to us. It's just like Gaza.
We're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for.
We're just like the poor civilians in Gaza. And no, you're not. You want to struggle. The same thing with BLM, what was happening then, where a bunch of people, they don't know why they're protesting. They just have so much anger. They go out and they'll protest whatever. Of course, there was this viral clip of this woman who was being asked at one of these protests, what are you here for? Why are you protesting? I have no idea.
What would you say is the main goal with tonight's protest?
I think the goal is just showing our support for Palestine and demanding that NYU stops. I honestly don't know all of what NYU's doing.
And I know sometimes people get interviewed and maybe they're just caught off guard and they get tongue-tied or something. They don't know what to say. That's not what happened here. She just doesn't know. She wasn't even going to the school. She was from Columbia. She came to NYU, has no idea what she's protesting. Asked another random girl at the protest, why are we here?
Is there something that NYU's doing?
I really don't know. I'm pretty sure they're... Do you know what NYU's doing? About what? About Israel. Why are we protesting here?
Palestine will be free.
I wish I was more educated. I'm not either. I came from Columbia.
These are students from the best colleges that America has to offer. So this is a Columbia student, and she demands the university help feed protesters occupying Hamilton Hall. Her name is Slutsky. My goal is to write a prehistory of metabolic rift, Marxist term for the disruption of energy circuits caused by industrialization under capitalism.
To provide food to people who've taken over a building.
We're saying that they're obligated to provide food to students who pay for a meal plan here. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Could people please have a glass of water?
They did put themselves in that very deliberately, in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries, we want to take over this building, now would you please bring us food and water?
These are Ivy League students. I don't even know what to say. I demand my meal plan. I paid for my meal plan. It's the school's policy to let me have my food. You broke in and locked yourself in there. You are breaking the law and then demanding that the school send you food and water. Oh, you're just like the Palestinians. We demand better Wi-Fi also. Get us the meal plan and also better Wi-Fi. Also, the AC is not working too well, so come over and fix that. But we're on the hunger strike. We're certainly helping. Yes. Dude, go to class. And a lot of them aren't even students. They're being paid to be there. He's on his way to the protest, judging by the scarf, right? And then also the rainbow flag bag. Go to Gaza, my friend. Go to Gaza. To all the blue hair, they, thems, drag queens for Palestine.
Indigenous genocides and dispossession, but it's not only
Palestine. Can I hear that?
Free Palestine!
If you're a drag queen and you know it, shout.
Free Palestine!
The level of indoctrination.
What's your name? What's your name? What's your name?
What's your name? What you're doing is so important. Be for real.
You're just a white person. You're a white person. We don't like white people. Free Palestine!
They're not even hiding it anymore. They're being dragged off.
What's your name?
Too ugly. Jewish women are way too ugly to be raped. And maybe with a condom. Jewish women are too ugly to be raped. How nice.
Such humanity, such compassion. You know what they say a lot of the time? You don't have to be Palestinian, you just have to be human. You know what? Yes, you have to be human to recognize that the innocent civilians who did not choose to be involved here are dying. It's tragic. But then it's hard to agree with you and your cause if you're out here screaming about how you're supporting Hamas and how what happened on October 7th was great, or how it didn't even happen.
We are Hamas! Yes, we're all Hamas!
Is that you being just a human? No, that's you being a monster. You only have to have empathy when innocent people die on your side. That's not how it works.
Has been negotiating with school leaders, but a resurfaced live stream they posted earlier this year shows James using disturbing language.
Be grateful that I'm not just going out and murdering Zionists.
And the thing is that if you straight up say, I think Israel has the right to defend themselves and has the right to exist, Zionist, and according to this guy, we're lucky he's not out there murdering Zionists. Yeah, that's a sane individual right there. That's a person who is just human. If your protests are threatening the safety of other students, it doesn't matter about their ethnicity or their race or religion, whatever, you cannot be putting other students in danger. Vandalism should not be allowed. And now finally, when people are arresting these protesters, it is the funniest and most satisfying thing to watch because they are acting like children, screaming about God knows what. They have no idea why they're there and they're being treated like children. There was a video of this cop who picked up the protester like a kid and dragged him away.
UCLA students, I have my ID right here. I'm being blocked off, not by the security guard, but by you two. This is what they do. Everybody, look at this. Look at this. I'm a UCLA student. I deserve to go here. We pay tuition. This is our school, and they're not letting me walk in.
We're not engaging in that debate.
Then you can move. Will you move?
We're not engaging in that debate.
Okay, we're going. We're going. I'm going in.
Another thing I've noticed is that with these protests, the word anti-Semitism, anti-Semitic is being thrown around a lot, right? And unfortunately, I think it's going to become like racist or sexist or homophobic or transphobic, where people use it for things that aren't actually anti-Semitic, and it will just kind of lose its meaning when everything's being labeled that, right? So, of course, there are anti-Semitic protesters here, a lot of which, by the way, I bet just go to these protests, don't give a shit about Gaza, about freeing Palestine. They're there because they're anti-Semitic. Yeah, free Palestine. I hate the Jews. Free Palestine. They probably don't care. We have Jewish students physically being attacked by the protesters. Photos coming out with the signs that people are holding. It's also very interesting how a lot of these protesters are always covering their faces, whether it be with a mask or a scarf.
Try to take out explicit materials from kids, schools, and stuff like that. Then y'all are against censorship. But now when a student wants to record, suddenly you're wearing masks, you're wearing sunglasses, you're hiding your face, you're trying to censor people's freedoms and rights. Like, man, y'all are a very confused group of people, man.
Just to hide their identity. I think that's peculiar. I wonder why. Of course, there are actual cases of anti-Semitism occurring, but at the same time, I don't think it makes sense to label everything and anything anti-Semitic.
Anti-Semitism Awareness Act heads to the Senate. The House passed a bill with strong bipartisan support yesterday. It would establish a broader definition of anti-Semitism for the Department of Education to enforce anti-discrimination laws. Opponents are concerned the legislation could stifle free speech.
So if someone is going out and protesting the Israeli government, saying they don't agree with the decisions, the actions that the government is taking, I think that should be allowed, of course. You can protest peacefully, that's your right. And also that's not anti-Semitic if you just don't agree with what the government is doing.
Yemen is leading the way.
Canada stopped arming genocide, saying they're freedom fighters, Hamas.
Because Yemen declared Israel and the United States to be terrorist entities and subjected to sanctions. And clear about it. And to say that it is true that October 7th changed the world. Islamic Jihad, the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, not terrorists, they are resistance fighters, they are freedom fighters, and they are heroes for a new world.
They're just doing this performative activism for the social validation. Yeah, when I was in Colombia, I was protesting, yeah, we are Hamas, let's go, right? Listen, it's one thing to say, free Palestine. Okay, Hamas? You are Hamas? You're a terrorist. Oh, we just have to say, okay, yeah, we have terrorists in our universities. That's cool. Agreeing with people who are screaming death to America. And then we're like, wow, they really seem to hate America. That's kind of weird. What do you expect? We had this interesting clip of crackhead Barney. So Piers Morgan brought her onto the show, and I was a bit confused by this. I was like, why would he do that, right? She just seems like she has some mental health issues, right? And I definitely think she does. But basically, she was filming Alec Baldwin in a coffee shop, and she was telling him, say free Palestine, say free. So basically like harassing him to say free Palestine as if, oh, he said free Palestine, now Palestine's gonna be free.
Free Palestine one time. Say free Palestine one time. One time. One time.
Call the police.
One time, Alec. You know he's a criminal. Free Palestine. One time.
So an absolutely insane crackhead Barney. Piers Morgan thought, let's have her on the show.
You're hurting me. Another white man.
Okay.
The thing is though, I saw this video of her explaining that this is actually performance art.
An animal. I'm a black animal. Ah! I'm a black animal. Let's kill all white people. Yeah, baby.
Hey, you ever seen performance art? Obviously not, because
here's my manager.
That is not performance art, that's psychosis. I don't even know what to call that. That's a mental health issue that you have going on. That's my manager, okay? You both are mentally ill. Like, what do you think you are achieving by that? Do you think people, okay, more exposure, if that's the argument, more people will see us because this is so crazy and out there, right? Okay, and then what? You think people are going to say, oh yeah, there are a lot of innocent people dying. Let me join the cause because crackhead Barney showed up half naked on Piers Morgan and started screaming. What's the thought process here? Wow, Palestine is free. Good job. You did it. Try and tell me this is not just people who don't want to go to class. They also want their loans paid off. Oh, but first let me say how much I hate America and tear down and burn down the university. But pay off my student loans. Should probably prioritize getting that well-rounded education, critical thinking skills that you desperately need. Again, you won't always have access to these resources. Protest all you want, but don't go out and destroy property, tearing down the flag of America, the country that gives you the right to have your protest, to have your freedom of speech. And that's all for today's video, guys. Please let me know what you think about these protests in the comments below. Also remember to like the video, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. You can also follow me on my other social media platforms that is in the description, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.